In a show of strength that caught the attention of all of Latin America, the United States mobilized more than 4,000 military personnel, including Marines, naval infantry, and sailors, heading toward the Caribbean Sea. The Pentagon ordered the Southern Command to deploy aircraft carriers, nuclear submarines, destroyers, and fighter jets in one of the largest operations ever seen in the region in recent times. Officially, the mission aims to fight drug cartels classified by Donald Trump as terrorist organizations. But the scale of the operation reveals that its reach is much greater. It's a clear message to the regimes that challenge peace in America. Among the targets of this Southern Command operation is the regime of the Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro, who has become the main target of Donald Trump's administration. Accused of using international drug trafficking as a source of funding, the Chavista regime sees the United States' actions as a direct threat to its survival. Maduro's official speech in Caracas reveals the fear and desperation of someone who wakes up daily with a ticking clock in his mind.
Come for me. Here they don't wait in Miraflores. Don't take too long to arrive, cowards. Come for me, cowards.
Welcome to Life in the Barracks. The United States' mega military operation on the continent exposes the discomfort of other countries in the region. The Brazilian president stays silent on Venezuela's crisis, choosing to stay close to Russia, China, and Iran despite tensions with the White House. This choice has generated internal criticism and concern among Western diplomats. Claudia Sheinbaum, the president of Mexico, also expressed concern about the actions of the United States, claiming that a military operation of this scale could further destabilize the region. Donald Trump made it clear he won't back down, stressing that the United States won't tolerate regimes relying on criminal activities. In Washington, officials publicly claim to fight narco-terrorism, but privately interpret it differently. The United States is closing in on Maduro and trying to cut off his lines of international support. This perception has led allies of the Chavista dictator to reinforce anti-American rhetoric in diplomatic forums. The mobilization of the Southern Command is not an isolated event. It is accompanied by new economic sanctions against Caracas and by monitoring the air and sea routes that connect Venezuela to Iran, Russia, and China, a demonstration of completely cutting off the financial sources supporting Maduro's regime in Venezuela. The Southern Command, based in Doral, Florida, is the backbone of the American strategy for the continent. Commanding the Navy's 4th Fleet, this command has the capability to project power anywhere in Latin America within hours. Southern Command links Washington to the southern seas. Its assets range from nuclear submarines to long-range surveillance aircraft, such as the P-8 Poseidon. The P-8 Poseidon was built for surveillance, reconnaissance, warfare, and anti-submarine and anti-surface missions, combining long endurance, advanced sensors, and the ability to launch torpedoes, missiles, and depth charges, playing a crucial role in monitoring strategic areas such as the Atlantic and the Pacific. With Southern Command nearing, Nicolás Maduro tries to show strength through military exercises in Venezuela. But the footage shows very limited armed forces, with aging Soviet tanks and poorly equipped troops. The disparity with Americans is unmatched. We should take into account that the mysterious Russian aircraft, which stayed in Brazil for 3 days before heading to Venezuela, may have transported weapons, or even mercenaries intended to strengthen Nicolás Maduro's regime. Chavista rhetoric keeps accusing Trump of imperialism. But the problem is that Venezuela has already become dependent on Russian and Iranian military support. Russia operates a weapons factory in Venezuela, while Iran provides drones and precision weapons. Even so, this doesn't change the huge imbalance between the American and Venezuelan forces. Behind the scenes, diplomats say that Maduro fears not only a direct intervention, but also a prolonged naval blockade, which could suffocate his economy in just a few weeks. The United States military operation announcement has already reduced financial resources in Maduro's accounts. Brazil, expected to lead the region, stays silent. This stance is viewed as a strategic mistake, putting the country on a collision course with the United States. At the same time, it loses influence in negotiations with NATO members. Recently, the United States Southern Command activated the Amphibious Readiness Group, Iwo Jima, and the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit, marking a strategic repositioning of forces in the region. These units merge air, naval, and ground power, conducting complex missions in hostile areas quickly and precisely. The United States ship Udima, an amphibious assault ship that serves as a command center, acts as a launch platform for expeditionary operations, strengthening America's capacity to respond to continental crises. The 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit, highly trained, has the capability for infiltration, advanced reconnaissance, and capturing strategic targets. This force was specifically designed to carry out surgical missions, where speed and efficiency can determine the success of the operation. In the current context, where Venezuela remains in political and social turmoil, the mere presence of this unit already acts as a pressure mechanism against Nicolás Maduro's regime. At the same time, the escalation of the Venezuelan crisis reinforces the possibility that these units could be used not only as a deterrent tool, but also as an active military arm in an operation to capture Maduro. Donald Trump's government has already clearly stated its intention to restore stability in South America and weaken the cartels linked to the region's political power. Censorship, arbitrary arrests, suppression, and violence still affect daily life in some South American countries, and the United States sees this as a justification for stronger actions. The fear and apprehension of Nicolás Maduro are not unfounded. With $50 million offered for his capture, the international hunt for him attracts mercenaries from different parts of the world. Meanwhile, his government's internal instability increases, despite promoting over 2,000 military officers to generals, exposing fears of betrayal within the Chavista regime. In this scenario, the United States military movements, combined with internal pressure, create an environment of uncertainty that could completely reshape the geopolitical future of South America. It's worth remembering that the Southern Command arrives precisely at a time when hundreds of United States military personnel are already in Brazil to participate in the Joint Exercise, TAPIO 2025, which, in this edition, saw an unusual movement from the United States, sending the largest contingent and volume of equipment in recent years. The message is clear. The United States is willing to go beyond economic sanctions, preparing for actions with greater impact. Those who challenge the world's greatest military power are surrounded by fear and tension. We thank our loyal subscribers and members like Alcides, Estevam, Lucinda Holnick, Lorenzo Matos, Elga Faraco, Wilson M., and many others who support our community. Let's follow some movements of the Southern Command. The link to purchase the B-Power electric toothbrush will be in the description and in the pinned comment. At Life in the Barracks, you stay updated on military news. Leave your like, subscribe, and watch one of the videos appearing on your screen. Forward combatants, see you next time.